Hey guys, so here we have some rainbow sprinkles, which is a redesign I did on one of my regular clients this week. So I've started off some of the nails I filed down to a very thin clear base, others I just left to do an infill on. This is the point where I point out, yes, my lady has lifting from the nail bed. She has psoriasis. I have notes and permission to give her nails from her specialist at the hospital. She has been coming to me for a good 4 years now, and the separation of her nail bed has massively reduced since wearing acrylics, and her specialist encouraged her to get them. So before anyone gets upset about the fact that there is like a separation of the nail bed, trust me, it was a lot worse, and I wouldn't do this unless I had permission from a trained medical professional, which I do have. So there's my little disclaimer. So I've done all my usual prep and work on the natural nail. So on these first two nails, I've just removed the lifting, well, no, not the lifting. I've filed down, like got rid of the previous apex, and then I'm just infilling with Amor. She's one of those ladies that pretty much gets no lifting. And then on this nail, which I've taken down to a thin clear base, I'm going to do a faded tip in a Northern Light style. Now with this lady, she comes every 3 weeks, but she has quite impressive nail growth. So we always make sure, sorry, you can hear that ruffling, it's my dog shuffling around in the background. But she always has quite a bit of growth. So I always do a faded tip so that it's natural, like a nude colour rather than loads of glitter or colour, because then you would really notice the regrowth. So I've got a little bit of Amor from the cuticle area and blended down. And I'm using a mix of holographic multi-cut glitters. I'm using purple, fuchsia, peacock and royal blue. And I'm just using small beads of clear acrylic to pick up the colours randomly and pat about the nail, letting them mix together a little bit but not too much. And then just blending up using the tip of my brush to just push it all into place. And then I'm using my wet brush to pick up slices of angel paper that I've already cut. And I'm just placing these on that wet acrylic. Just placing it on there. And I'm just going to let that set for a minute before I cap that in clear. And then for the next nail, I'm going to do an ombre. So I'm starting with Glam and Glitz, one of their glow acrylics, and this is Halo. So it's got like a silvery holographic shine to it, and also glows in the dark. And then I'm going to get the CJP Amor from the cuticle area and blend down. Now normally if you were going to do a glitter, you'd start with the Amor, blend down, and then use the glow and blend up. But I wanted quite a subtle, I didn't want it to be, if I put the glow over the top, I think the blend wouldn't have looked too good when it did glow in the dark. And then I'm just coming in with my wet brush, dabbing it into the silver holographic multi-cut glitter, just tapping it across that blend line. And then I'm going to start at the cuticle area again with CJP Amor, doing the thumbs, because lots of you think my ladies don't have thumbs. The reason I don't often show thumbs is just because I generally do the same on the thumbs as I've done on one of the fingers, so it just doesn't seem much point to then show it again. And I find it really hard to stay in focus on the thumb. And then again, I'm just picking up these different glitters using a bead of clear acrylic, just randomly picking them up, placing them across the nail. Get a little blend up, make sure that there's like little bits of glitter coming up, so it looks like a more delicate blend. And then I'm going to come in with the little bits of angel paper. And then go back to that first glitter nail. I'm going to cap that nail in crystal glass. So starting at the cuticle area. Patting back and then blending forward. So patting and pulling that forward and down the nail. Making sure that all the glitter, all the angel paper has got that nice matte colour, so I know it's all encapsulated. And do the same on all the other glitter fingers. And then once they're all encapsulated, I'm going to file them into shape. I didn't show the filing in this video, just because I wanted to keep the time down, and as it's a real-time video, filing would have added a little too much extra time. So it's all filed into shape. I'm going to top coat with my usual LED top gloss. And the infilled nails, I'm going to use holographic pigment on. So I'm going to coat all of the nails and I'm going to cure that for 60 seconds in the LED light. And then once that's cured, I'm going to use my silicone tool and get the tiniest amount of holographic, and I'm just going to place it on the very, very, very tip of that nail. And then I'm going to turn my tool up the other way and brush it up. Sometimes when you're trying to do an ombre with holographic, it can take over the nail a bit, so just use the tiniest little bit. And then when you pull up, nice and gently. You want that nice irregular line, you don't want a straight line or anything. And then I'm going to pop another layer of top coat on, and this first layer I'm going to cure for 30 seconds in my LED light. Then I'll place a second coat on and we'll cure for 60 seconds. The reason I do the first coat for just 30 seconds is because I only want it partially cured, and that means that the second coat will then adhere to it. And then when they come out of the lamp, always make sure that you give a good couple of, like 1 or 2 minutes, just to let that top coat cool down. If you put cuticle oil on a warm top coat, it will dull it and you will lose your shine. And there we go, that is the finished set. So my lady said she wanted glitter and sparkly and multicoloured, and I think I nailed it. Oh, see what I did there? So thank you very much for tuning in. Any questions, comments or requests, just pop that below, and see you all again soon. Bye.